news is we have wet wipes. So
Yes.
we're going to be just fine, buddy.
All right. Well, TNC,
God help us. God help us this cast.
this is gonna go great, Shannon.
We're both casting off of one monitor. You know,
Don't
I'm just
worry.
gonna put this in
Are you gonna
recline
recline?
mode.
All
We're
right.
gonna be good to go.
Does your chair even recline?
I don't even know.
There's already stuff happening
Nothing's
here.
working. Base skip. Tim's on the run. Gets a chilling touch applied, and that's gonna scare off Misery and company. Gonna end up charging on the socks, and that damage from the chilling touch is too much to handle. 1-0 advantage for TNC as they're gonna continue pressure, but the Rocket Barrage dealing a lot of damage to Sam H and Tim's. Tim's somehow is still alive in this engagement, and that's gonna break things up. Everybody is half dead. They need to run back to base.
Yeah, no more shrines in the early stages of the game, so TNC gonna have to go get their health in mana the old-fashioned way. I really like this Spirit Breaker pick. This game, like the panel talked about, I think it's amazing against the Nature's Prophet. I think it's really good against the Gyrocopter. And I think the big problem that Planet Odd have run into with their lineup here is a lack of frontline. Like, when you pick the Nature's Prophet as an offlane, that's an issue that you can run into because you're not grabbing a Tide, you're not grabbing a Nyx Assassin, you don't have anything along those lines, and so I feel like their lineup might just crumble a little bit when TNC start running at them.
Yeah, and the panel talked about it a little bit. Moon's Nature's Prophet is god tier. Soxa, his second best hero, is easily Winter Wyvern, one of the best in the world.
But
behind his tusk. But the issue is Wyvern's not great right now, and Cold Embrace is hard countered, isn't it?
it's actually pretty difficult to play with the Cold Embrace against the Ancient Apparition. It sets up for the Ice Blast, it sets up for the Cold Feet. So as much as you're saving your team from some physical damage, you're also...
Oh, he didn't connect. He didn't want to go all the way.
Yeah, didn't want to take 2 tower shots and a whole rocket barrage.
Here's a question for you. I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but since I can't control my own camera, there's not much to... I feel like I have to be talking about something directly on the screen. But we're going to go off topic here.
Yep.
Cold Embrace. Chilling Touch goes through, yes?
Chilling Touch?
Like,
yes.
You actually attack.
The bonus magical damage,
okay.
It counts as a... I think it's a separate instance of damage. So like similar to how Impetus works. So it's you have your base attack, but then it also adds the magical part on top. So yeah, you can still attack through, though the physical part of your attack will get blocked.
Right, and we haven't even talked about Spirit Breaker, another hero. Like if somebody gets Cold Embrace, very low HP, which we see a lot of times, Spirit Breaker just finishes them off with Nether Strike.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is 1437's signature hero, of course, AA. He's been playing it since God knows when, forever.
Yeah. I like this Ancient Apparition pick way more than what Mouse Sports were doing with the hero. They were picking it really, really early. I feel like they were maybe being a little bit brainless with the pick. They just thought, okay, this is Spartan's hero. We're pretty confident with it. We're going to keep first picking it game in and game out. But here at TNC, they picked some of their more comfort heroes in the early stages of the draft, the Sven and the SK, and then they grabbed the Ancient Apparition when they really thought that it was a great game for it, and I think it is the case here.
Well, Sam H getting extremely low, but using the Sandstorm to the best of his ability to take out this wave. Moon Meander, of course, no vision, no TP support coming. He's just going to have to deal with the fact that Sam H is going to sit here for the next 34 seconds.
Yeah, he may very well do that. Oh, jump up.
There's the Cold Embrace. Not hard countered yet, but there's the Cold Feet that you were talking about earlier. Into the charge. And look at the damage from Chilling Touch. It's so ridiculous.
AA has been buffed so many times from the last time that he was even remotely popular. You know, we went all the way through an Alchemist meta without AA really coming back, so I feel like that was a big part of why we got so many AA buffs. And now he's actually gotten to the point where maybe he's a pretty viable hero. The other thing is that a lot of supports were nerfed. You know, some heroes sort of rose to prominence and then got bopped on the head, back down to sort of being even, and Ancient Apparition hasn't had that at all. He's another one of those heroes where it's just been buff after buff after buff after buff. Some of them really weird, like the Ice Vortex bonus move speed for him.
I still haven't even noticed that.
Yeah, I
want it to be cool, but it doesn't seem to be very, I don't know. It's not noticeable.
You got to get the Tranquils, you got to get the Windlace, and then you lay down the
travel, man. You got to go all the way.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can get if you have BOTs, you get more of a run up on your Ice Blast, increase that AOE.
Oh, gracious! That is incredible.
What a synergy.
I was not expecting Puck to be picked. I think we talked about this last game. It is not one of Weeha's best heroes. I know he thinks he can play it. He always says so, but the team never has confidence. And that's actually an interesting point because sometimes a player has confidence in a hero, but the team doesn't, and has interesting effects.
There's
in
implications
the long term.
for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is interesting that they continually pick Weeha's hero last, which it's not that unusual to get the mid hero last, but I feel like a lot of his heroes ends up getting banned anyway. So. Well, we'll see what happens.
I mean, it's a pretty common strategy for the patch right now. In a lot of ways, you're relying on your mid player to win you the game, while the safe lane is really just making space. And that might be where this is a little bit of a difficult patch for Odd, because I feel like Resolution is really the super stable player on the team right now, but there's a little bit of a disconnect between the roles, perhaps, and what not necessarily the expectations of the patch, but what a lot of teams are looking at as the strongest way to play the patch right now, having like a Razor or a Venomancer in the safe lane, and then really having that big glass cannon damage dealer from your mid roll.
Yeah, I can't remember who brought it up, but somebody brought up the fact that Weeha hasn't been kind of his usual self, at least not the one that we're used to, where he literally will take over the entire game. Like, you have the backbone of somebody like Moon Meander in the off lane. I mean, he can be kind of up and down, I suppose, but he can win you a game as well. But Resolution is the one we usually point to as far as being super consistent. But Weeha I haven't felt like he's taken over a game recently.
I feel like
super took it over.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of his heroes are just not
they
trending right now.
New Immortal, my friend.
The golden Immortal. I saw people complaining that apparently to get this thing, you got to get 3 of the golden boxes, which are rare, because they go in order. You get the CK first, then the Parch, then the Lina. So you
thought it was random.
No, apparently not.
Oh my god.
So he has opened. I don't know if he's opened an insane number of boxes. Looks like maybe a big fan has gifted this to him. But as we talk about him,
no big
he
deal.
dies on the mid
doesn't
lane.
matter, I'm not controlling the camera. I don't have to feel sorry at
no
all.
one's controlling. Neither of us are controlling the camera.
We're going to have a Stormbolt onto Soxa. There's the Rocket Barrage to try to keep him out. Tim's continuing to right-click. He gets a bash on the Soxa. There's the Cold Feet. Is it actually going to be enough to take him out? Indeed, it is. The Cold Embrace. Too slow. Tim's TP's out in the midst of Resolution's gyrocopter body hanging over him. And Weeha actually doing a lot of damage with his DD. We'll take out the Tier 1 mid.
Amazingly timed rotation from Moon. I don't know if he was planning it, but it happened to line up with the first wagon spawn on the mid lane and the combination.
People call it wagon.
Siege creep. What do you siege unit?
Or
Cardi? How about Cardi?
Siege. Yeah, Cardi's fine.
Okay, Cardi. All right, that's what we'll go with. So.
Well, technically that was Cartis.
Oh, Cartis, the villainous Cardi.
Yeah, see, it's Cardi versus Cartis right now.
Gotcha. All right, so Cartis, he happened to spawn. They had the double damage lined up as well. He left some treants behind, and we see how powerful Cartis is here. Takes out the...
Cuckoo in a ton of trouble. Gets off a nice LSA and a Laguna Blade, but Misery gets saved by the Cold Embrace. Will it be enough? Stormbolt from Raven. He needs a couple more right clicks, but Misery's just kiting the crap out of this Sven. We've seen this time and time again. 2 dead for TNC, as the right clicks will commence, though, with that chilling touch, a double burrow strike. Moon in a lot of trouble. The right clicks will take him down from Tim's. In the meantime, Weeha, illusory orb onto 1437. One more right click takes him out. I don't even know where he ended up because the camera can't even find it. All right, there he is. We found him. He still has illusory orb. Should be able to jaunt just fine.
No bash.
Sims is here, or Sam H is here with a burrow strike. Another illusory orb is up. And that is Caustic Finale. He's going to dodge it. Nicely
Those are some
done.
Scary neutrals to jaunt yourself into.
Arcane Rune for the win.
Yeah, that's definitely a big part of that play there.
All right, we're seeing a charge in the bottom right of your screen, very, very small. And I see a call down.
Yeah, they've gone on the Nature's Prophet. Nice Storm Hammer. He's getting auto-attacked a little bit. Goes for the Sprout TP out. Moon, can they get a bash? No, won't be able to.
My goodness, this production's out of control. Weeha versus Cuckoo. He's just going to lose your up just fine. I want to get back to a very important point that, not to get off track here, Basecamp, because this cast has just
were
been
we
stellar.
on track?
The Immortals you were talking about, very important.
Yeah.
My friend Neil over at Dota, he had 43 chests, 44 maybe. He got one golden box, and then the other 2 rares. And he got the Chaos Knights. You're absolutely right. That is dumb that it works that way.
That's real dumb, yeah.
It's real dumb.
So,
no, that had to be gifted, right?
I think I'm pretty sure it's gifted. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to we didn't get to see the tower battle, so we don't know what his compendium level is.
It's a lot.
It's probably a lot.
It's probably a lot.
A lot of these pro players, you know, they're putting money into the prize pool. They're going to get it out later.
Yeah, it's an investment for later. We should be able to see the aegis on the health bar, right? Or do they get rid of that with the new health bars? I assume it's still there. I know nobody at Odd has any big compendium, pretty sure.
I'm not actually sure.
But either way, they're going to take out this Tier 1 tower. No contest whatsoever from TNC. Sam H is here to take a little bit of farm. Sox, in the meantime, we talked about him being an amazing both Tusk and Wyvern player, but those heroes in general, I know he feels really sad about it, because like when we first tried him out, like way back when, originally on the DC team, he played Tusk, and I was like, this is literally the best Tusk player I have ever seen. I never even heard of this guy before. The problem is Wyvern and Tusk have not really been like super consistent picks, unfortunately for him. 1437, Waning Rift pretty much takes him out by himself. Weehaw styling all over the AA. That's something we've seen a lot from 1437. Resolution in the meantime, taking the bash from Tims. Can he actually take out Tims in the, yes! He gets him to the caustic finale. Will it proc? Will it be enough? And the Burrow Strike blind, nicely done from Sam H. Ends up being a 1-for-1 trade.
Looking at this game, I feel like the Nature's Prophet pick is actually really, really solid against TNC. The way that they like to play, they split up the map a little bit. They're always going for these little opportunities here and there, but Nature's Prophet is a hero that punishes overextension harder than almost any other hero in the game, because you can always come and participate in every single fight. So as much as TNC have some pretty good heroes to deal with it, I feel like Planet Odd are still getting a ton of mileage out of this hero that they picked insanely early in the draft, you know, come to think of it. We saw the Drow in the previous game get super countered, but I feel like Moon is still having a great game here.
Yeah, I think if Planet Odd wins this game, I pretty much will guarantee a Nature's Prophet ban in the first phase.
Yeah. Do you remember off the top of your head what TNC happened to ban? They got rid of the Coddle. Nobody's let Odd have that. I don't remember what their other ban was, but I'm just wondering what might get through into the pool.
I think that was around the time when I just realized that we weren't in the lobby and they were already picking heroes, so I wasn't paying attention to that, unfortunately. Moon Meander and company take up the tier.
It was a stressful time, for sure.
Yes, most stressed I've been all week. Gracious me.
That's the only time I've ever wanted the server that the players are on to lag so that we had a remake.
It could happen. It could still happen.
It would. That would be horrifying if it happened now. So
there's no. They don't have that feature still, do they?
You can't reload from save. They would lose the first 11 minutes of the game.
Man, that's brutal. What if that happens in like a 55-minute game? What do you do? Do you take the greater than sign 5K lead into account? Oh man, so many memes are being born this week. So Moon Meander TP's back to the bottom jungle. He's gonna find 1437 sprouted up. Gets the cold feet though. Burrow Strike into an AL, into the beautiful Immortal LSA that you have to spend a lot of money to be able to achieve. And now you see why it costs so money. That was very effective. The AoE is bigger, I think, right?
Yeah, pay to win for sure. Sam H,
oh boy,
where is the detection?
He's been doing this all game. Oh, Moon's just gonna TP
He's
back
been doing
to base.
this all tournament. Sam H, is he out of here?
There's no way. There's no way. He doesn't have TP. He has Quelling Blade, though.
They miss with the orb? Do they think he's already gone?
No, they know he doesn't have TP. Moon Meander. They're going to find him.
And
do they have enough damage? Lose your orb and Waning Rift will be enough.
All
he doesn't have enough
they brought
mana
it
to do so. And finally, Sam H does fall, as sad as that is to say. It does take quite a while, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Look
Jenkins has been calling him.
Look at that morbid mask.
It is a little bit strange. But Jenkins has been calling him the king of space creation so far, and I feel like Sam H is, even in this game, still living up to the name. I worry a little bit for the Sven this game. I feel like he's been pretty helpful to dealt with, and Tim's charge going to get canceled.
Yeah, Void canceling that up. Tim's looks to be dead. 2 seconds on the charge, but not going to come soon enough.
Yeah, and again we see the power of the Nature's Prophet pick. I feel like this Gyrocopter is destined to have a pretty difficult game, but once he gets the BKB, that's where the timing for Odd really starts to look pretty impressive. In terms of just being able to run into these fights and not really have to be worried. At the moment, it looks like he is going maybe for the SNY build again to begin with. 147 just gets picked off behind the Tier 2 tower.
Yep, maybe we have Burrow Strike off camera here. Misery getting charged. And he's not going to follow through. Weehaw just going to TP out. So yeah, the SNY for resolution. Do you like that build on Gyrocopter?
I think it's good. The item's been buffed a little bit here and there. Gyro does benefit a lot from... Raven's looking pretty dead here.
Coiled up. Pops Warcry and then dies immediately after.
I really feel like this Nature's Prophet pick is working wonders against the kind of Dota that TNC like to play.
And Sam H and company going on top of the Night Stalker. That's a Nether Strike, ladies and gentlemen. Misery, one more right click, just a bash.
Oh yeah,
Didn't need it, but
Very well-timed bash
yes.
from Tim's there. You know, he's been playing pretty well all tournament and even
Being rewarded
Yep.
by the RNG gods. So puck right now, top of the net worth,
Yep.
along with the Nature's Prophet. So I talked some crap about Weeha's puck. It's going well so far, man.
Yeah.
Maybe he's been practicing.
Yeah, you know, it's been a little bit since we've seen it perhaps, and I guess that's like you said. If he feels confident and the team doesn't, then maybe that motivates you even more. Like, I'm going to prove you guys wrong.
Yeah.
My puck is sick, and we
also keep into consideration that my intel is about 6 months old. So
that's true.
Things definitely could have changed.
They've you know, this is two different, well, not orgs later, but
Yeah,
they were Thunderbirds in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long road. Here's a smoke by PO, aka Planet Odd Misery. Well, they're not gonna quite. No, they put down a ward. I'm not sure if that caught Raven. It should have been close. Yeah, they see him. There's the Veil of Discord. Illusory Orb won't hit, but the Void will slow him down. Arctic Burn doing a decent amount of damage overall. Sam H. Well, he gets coiled. And he's in quite a bit of trouble. AA Blast will come in. It's going to be completely dodged. Weeha doing a nice job there. Sam H, yeah, he's been an escape artist this whole tournament, but not able to pull it out there.
Yeah, the Sven really needs space to function as a hero, and Planet Otter just not giving him any breathing room whatsoever.
That stun just looks so menacing. Actually, Soxa with the ult, and Cuckoo is now the one in quite a bit of peril.
Yeah.
And down he goes.
Nature's Prophet's everywhere. I think he got mind gamed by the Sprout. I think he thought that Moon had sprouted himself to TP out and just cast all of his spells on that. Instead, Moon was just using it to block him from running through the trees to continue chasing him. So, yeah, nicely done there. And
you know, I'm gonna say something. You're gonna call me an idiot. We're gonna have to wait on that.
Yeah,
though.
we'll
Sven
give it 1 second.
Taking quite a bit of damage. Tim's is trying to create some space for his carry, and he'll do so by dying. Sam H with a nice burrow strike. Another negative earn charge applied to Moon. As Misery's cold feet, he's gonna run away safely. Sam H still continuing to fight despite being overwhelmed by the majority of Planet Odd. I think Sven is completely overrated right now.
I think relative to how much he's been picked in this tournament, I think that it might be
Oh, you're
accurate.
not going to call me an idiot. Wow.
No.
Basically, you're too kind.
I mean, I feel like a lot of teams have just been... He looks really good when you have a lot of space and the safe lane is relatively free and he gets an item advantage, but Sven can only play with an item advantage, and I feel like there's a lot of other carry heroes that aren't in the same situation.
Yeah, Soxa gets double bashed and then Laguna Bladed. That is a support that has been just pounded into the ground.
Yep.
And I'd be interested to know what the win percentage of Sven is at this tournament. I would be shocked if it's above 50%.
Well,
I feel like
I don't have a game to look at, so I'm gonna pull up.
Yes,
some
use
stats.
your computer or something. Good God, you had to Bing it though. You can't Google here.
Yeah, no Google.
I don't know if it's quite as accurate information on Bing, but we'll let you guys know shortly. Sam H, sandstorming to his heart's content this entire game, and actually using the sentry to his advantage, being able to take out the entire creep wave as Lena dies. But that's not really important.
Planet Otter they're looking like TNC from the previous game. This is a huge shift in terms of the playstyle for them, and I feel like so much of it being enabled by the Nature's Prophet. And I have a number for you. It's 11 games of Sven, 36% win rate.
Get wrecked. I'm surprised it's only 11. I must have
It's about
cashed
to get
every
lower,
single
I
one
think.
of those. Like, honestly.
Do you think you've seen most of them?
I feel like it. Jeez.
Yeah.
Luis.
I think TNC, a team that do like running the Sven, they picked it pretty confidently here in the first phase into the Nature's Prophet, but we've seen Svens picked in the second phase being countered successfully, so picking it as early as they did feels like coming back to bite them a little bit.
Yeah, Soxa gets nether struck yet again into an AA blast. The actual burst damage won't connect, but Soxa should be dead regardless.
Yeah, just kind of pump faking his ultimate a little bit there on 1437, knows that he's 100% dead. But look at this control from Planet Odd on the map, and they've got some pretty nice wards down as well. I don't know if they've actually been using the Nature's Prophet to plant wards at all, which is something that a lot of teams aren't used to playing against. You talk about a Ricky or a Bounty Hunter going in to place wards, and they can get to certain areas that other heroes can't, but Nature's Prophet is actually the king of planting these impossible wards.
Oh my. Look, we're pausing the game here so you guys can see how beautiful the Immortal effect from LSA is.
Buy chests now.
Yes, this is the time to buy chest during this pause. We have blink daggers on both Sand King and Sven, I believe, simultaneously. Can't check to verify, but I'm pretty sure I saw that graphic come up. So that should be good.
No, we got the inventories here. We got and we're on the teams, but we do have double blink. That's a pretty nice timing that TNC might be able to use to get back into the game. They can actually, one of the really nice things for them is that they can use the Spirit Breaker to maintain vision and be able to find pickoffs on Nature's Prophet that he might not be expecting. You TP from one lane to the other into fog, you think there's absolutely no way that they know I'm here, but the Spirit Breaker's actually been following you the entire time. It's similar to playing Tinker against the SB. You have to be kind of careful to make sure that you spend a few extra seconds in the fountain just to make sure that if the Spirit Breaker is charging you, he ends up deep in enemy territory.
Did you need a wet wipe?
No, I'm okay for now. How are you holding up?
I'm okay. I'm actually okay.
Nice.
And actually, we're going to be unpaused relatively short. So, I was just about to say it was above 5K lead, but it disappeared. So it means it must be below 5K right now.
Yeah. I mean, TNC, their core is still looking decent in terms of the farm. I'm a little bit concerned for this gyrocopter right now, but he seems to be doing decently. He's just finished up his SNY. I would expect that he's going to be going for the BKB next. But Planet Odd really have some pressure on them, I think, to end this game. Maybe before that BKB wears down too much. Their late game does still look pretty good, however.
Oh, they know Tim's is here, and they will kill him easily. And the smoke from TNC. Let's see if they can actually get a kill out of this. Moon, well, he doesn't have much mana. There's the Raven initiation, along with the ultimate. AA Blast will connect. TP will be canceled, and the Tier 1 tower will be killed. But Tier 2, in the meantime, in the bottom lane, Odd should be able to take this out with no problem as well.
Yeah, nice little use of the Cold Embrace to help keep the creeps up. Saksa with the efficiency plays. Cuckoo.
That's why he's the best. He uses on creeps.
Yeah.
Nobody does that.
I mean, you don't care if your creeps get cold feeded this game.
That's
so
true.
There you go.
Yeah, I actually can't believe how hard that skill is this game. Pretty insane. Oh, we have a coil onto Cuckoo. That's a new Bloodstone, by the way. He might have to deny himself. Nice Burrow Strike, keeping some space there for him. He is, I think he got the deny F. Yes, indeed, he did. 1437 taking a Rocket Barrage to the back of the head and the negative burn charge as well. Ends up being a 2-for-0 as the chase continues. Raven attempting to TP out. Will there be enough burst damage to finish him off? And as you can tell by that visual cue, his body is no longer there.
He's gone, and Planet Odd find themselves right at the door to the Roshan pit, so it looks like they're going to
How convenient!
Yeah, nice place to be. They have used a couple of their ultimates here, but they do still have the call down in reserve, along with the Nature's Prophet ulti, so lots of burst potential there. And TNC, I mean, they're known for taking fights without some of their heroes, but it is still nighttime, so a pretty good opportunity for Odd, but it looks like they are just going to give up
Sam
on this
H
rush.
loves Sandstorm. I haven't seen anybody use Sandstorm this effectively ever. It's actually impressive. He will be getting that talent. Right?
I think he will be, actually, yeah.
I mean, both are pretty garbage, but he will be getting it. As we have a charge and
how
a
many
bash
bashes?
onto Moon. That was one bash so far into another strike. And he doesn't even need another. Oh, maybe he does with Misery coming in tow now.
Bash?
Moon. One more right click.
Got one hit.
Oh, but Burrow Strike now on to the Night Stalker, who's just going to run away because he's super fast.
Where's this Ice Blast? I feel like AA's had this off cooldown for a little bit here. Maybe not feeling confident about where exactly to throw it. But
oh, man, this is being turned around yet again. Planet Odd coming out on top in a lot of these trades. AA Blast does come in, but completely dodged by Weehaw. And Moon Meander looks like he might get cold feet. Nice block there. And Laguna Blade's going to keep him low, but if they're not going to be able to get the kill yet. 1437 attempting to run away. Resolution be able to take him out very easily. And next is Lena, and this is just disastrous for TNC. They are falling apart at the seams.
Yeah, the Nature's Prophet able to re-engage into that fight, give them some more vision to keep on chasing. And whenever, I mean, that's the most amazing thing about this Planet Odd lineup is that they have so much catch. You can say the same thing for TNC. I think if we saw a fight going the opposite direction, if the game does turn around, they've got plenty of catch to be able to find those +1 kills at the end of the fight, but it's Planet Odd with the lead right now, so
to watch this. right?
The ticket
my
exists,
understanding.
but we've crashed every single time we tried to spectate the game.
That's a feature.
I'm going to go. I'm just trying to think how long the 5K advantage thing has been there.
It's
We
been a
could
bit.
do the math if we looked at all the
LSA
networks.
Laguna Blade to be able to finish off the Night Stalker. Takes him out with haste. Resolution, though, gets a nice call down. And by nice, it's going to hit one person, Tim's, with another strike onto Soxa. The burst damage can be out of control. Nice AA blast. It's going to connect on Resolution, though. Soxa able to get out in time. Sam H used the epicenter to full effect. Lena, a couple more right clicks might take him out, but he's going to be there to get the LSA. And nice Dragon Slave onto Soxa. Soxa does right click him down. Moon Meander in the meantime sprouts himself, but that won't save him. A 2-for-2 exchange.
Is Raven going to check the Roche? He's still got a little bit of ultimate left. It's really low right now.
I'd like to see Roshan right now. No. Nobody's in there, friend. Nobody's in there. Sam H sandstorming as per norm. Good clean stuff.
They checked it out. Sam H is going in there again.
There's Weeha. I can't quite see the health bar of Roche. It's close. Homing missile coming for Sam.
Okay, it's like about a quarter maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, he has healed up a little bit here. Weeha jumped in, but I think the Dream Coil came out a little bit late. They didn't actually manage to keep the heroes locked down inside of this call down. You watch Weeha, the Resolution comes forward, he puts down a call down. Wee gets actually charged by Tim's, which prevents him from dropping the Dream Coil. That's going to let the AA and the Sven actually kite away out of the call down. They survive, get a little bit more damage off. It's not so great for the Lina, unfortunately, because the Sven gets caught in the Wyvern ultimate and actually ends up chunking him down pretty heavily, but it at least gives TNC a bit of breathing room in the fight, and just I don't think Tim's was planning that, but it worked out well.
He uses, yeah, doesn't really matter. He died, but Raven gets a nice stun. Cold Embrace is going to keep somebody alive a little bit longer. Tim's be able to burst down the Night Stalker, so it's a 1-for-1 Winter's Curse. Laguna Blade destroys Resolution, and the right clicks will commence from Kuku onto Weeha. The Illusory Orb is out. He's able to jaunt in time. Buyback onto the Burrow, striking Sam H. As you see, him kill Weeha. Now Soxa's next on the list with absolutely no mana, and that is 4-for-2 with a buyback. Moon, in the meantime, trying to split push bottom. Only going to do a little bit of damage to tier 3, and if we were to click on the fight recap, I would assume TNC came out on top of that despite having to buy back.
Yeah, they get the Ancient Apparition, but they put themselves in a pretty bad situation against the Sven stun, the follow-up from Sam H, and Gyrocopter just completely controlled, bursted down. We've talked about the magical damage so far this game, and it seems like BKB still not yet online, so I feel like Odd not really hitting their huge timing. Maybe he could have afforded not to buy the BKB if they'd been able to secure the Aegis and put that on him. He could have continued to buy up more stats.
We're at about 7,500. All right.
And net worth, experience swinging right back as well.
Yeah,
so
it's about even in experience right now.
Do you like this Prophet build? He's gone for a drum back into a Midas Maelstrom. So very farm-oriented, lots of split push. I think this could have been a very good Blade Mail game for the Nature's Prophet, and I think if Jenkins is listening here, he's probably wondering why he didn't go for the Blade Mail, but I guess he thinks that this game might be going on a little bit longer. He's got a lot of net worth. He's #1 in the game right now, but I feel like it's not really translating hugely for him into actually auto-attacking in these fights.
That last fight, we see the difference in net worth now. The Lina and Sven are now #2 and 3 as opposed to 4 and 5. See how much of a difference it actually makes as this game progresses. Puck, previously the #1, now middle of the pack. Not where he wants to be. But of course, Puck is one of those heroes, the later the game goes, you'll eventually get 25, and then you'll get every item that you desire, essentially.
All right. Tier 1 tower secured. Gyro is about 600 gold away from his BKB right now, so it looks like Odd. The call has been made for them just to wait and farm that up. Moon does already have his completed Mjolnir, so he'll be able to throw that on the Gyrocopter more than likely in these fights, while he just tries to sit in the back and get some auto attacks off. The problem for Moon, I think, this game is that as the game goes on, TNC are picking up more and more items to help deal with the Nature's Prophet. Previously, he was only having to worry about the Sand King and the Spirit Breaker hounding him while he's split pushing, but the Lina's getting a Shadow Blade soon, and the Sven has a blink.
Laguna Blade, my friend. Sounds like it was on Wyvern. He just Arctic burns up the cliff, and he's good to go.
Yep.
Homing Missile's going to connect with Tim's. I see an LSA, but the aggression will stop there, knowing that Laguna Blade is now down. And AA Blast, was AA Blast? Yeah, it was used as well, actually.
Yeah, thrown out, but the Glimmer Cape from Saxa helping to keep him alive as he managed to scoot up over the cliff and escape TNC. However, we've had a little bit of a reversal here. The Nature's Prophet is forcing them to TP back reasonably often as these two side lanes get pushed in non-stop. So I feel like Odd still have some space to work with. But like I said, the power of these individual heroes on the TNC side to continue to find pickoffs continues to escalate. And the Shadow Blade, which I think might be up on the Lina right now, is going to be so difficult for them to play against, because I think she can actually pick off any of the 3 cores on the Odd side with that item.
You said the BKB is it finished on Gyro?
I think it's very close if it's not already finished.
Okay, and there's the Shadow Blade you were talking about. So look for Cuckoo to get some solo kills if he can actually position himself properly. And I hear a charge. I mean, that we didn't really talk about, but obviously Spirit Breaker is inherently good against somebody like Nature's Prophet, being able to always have vision on him from across the map. And actually, it's going to synergize quite well with somebody like Lina, who can position herself deep into the jungle with that Lothars.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing about playing against the Spirit Breaker is the Nature's Prophet is that you almost have to stop pushing one wave earlier than you would in other situations, because you're worried about where the Spirit Breaker is. So it means that Moon can't actually pressure the base as heavily as he might like, and that's a lot of the value that this last pick Spirit Breaker is giving for TNC. It's really interesting to see that TNC has been giving so many of their last picks to Tims. They pick up the flex picks for the 3-4 off-lane mix-up, and then they're really willing to leave that hero all the way until the very end. They picked the Riki earlier in the lower bracket against Maus. They picked the Spirit Breaker here. TNC with a lot of trust in their 4-position player.
Am I going crazy, or are there 0 observer wards for Planet Odd on the map right now?
There are in fact no observer wards for them at the moment.
Wow.
I think part of it is that Sux is kind of farming, but the Night Stalker is also now shifted into working towards his Ags. I think he's about 500 gold away from that right now, just kind of looking at his net worth. So once
just looking at his net worth, you can tell that. Gracious
I saw that he had 3 components.
What a math wizard you are, bro.
I doing my best. But once they pick that up, that's going to help their case in terms of Weeha's initiation a lot. Even just getting the vision to potentially get off a big Winter's Curse could be huge. They do kind of want to save the Winter's Curse to help lock down the Sven, but if they get a really big initiating curse, then they can drop the call down on top, drop the coil, get the immediate silence. I mean, even to the point where they could sprout multiple heroes together, and that's just a complete teamfight win for Odd. So I think this smoke has probably got to be synergized up with the end. You can look at the mini-map and you can see that the Night Stalker's got that, he's got that hack vision going on right now. Doesn't he?
He does, no.
Ah. I thought he did.
They just clicked on him. He actually had 500 gold to go.
All right. Well, I was a little bit off on the math then.
Close enough, friend. Close enough.
Oh, well, I guess they're still looking for this timing.
Yeah, and Tims might be the target of choice if he comes
a
little
blade
bit
mail.
closer. And here he comes. Yeah, the blade mail goes off, but you will still die.
Heroes.
Call down was activated. And I believe Wrath of Nature as well.
Yeah. All right. Just a reminder that TNC are crazy and they'll fight you with less than 5 heroes. So
yeah. Catches a lot of people off guard for sure.
But all right, they see the Lina bottom.
What do you do about Sprout? We talked about, or the panel talked about potential battle theory at some point.
4 staffs.
It has to be from supports.
It has to be 4 staffs, I think, from the supports. There's even if you have a BKB, if Moon is on point, he can still ground Sprout the Sven. You can cast it underneath his feet and still get the Sprout. You can hold on to your Quelling Blade as long as you want, but Sven really does not want to buy a Battle Fury at all this game.
It's time, friend.
It is time.
It is Achanim Scepter time for Night Stalker.
So they get this. They hopefully get a gem from either the Night Stalker or somebody else on the team buys it for him. And that's when Odd can really start to restrict the vision that TNC have been actually so good at placing so far this game. They've maintained control over their side of the map for the last 10 minutes extremely well. And this is another way for the Sven to try and deal with the Sprout. He's going for a Lincoln Sphere here.
It's still ground target. How reliable is that?
A little bit difficult. It's certainly not easy.
Are you surprised he's going?
The Lincoln's is also already, right? Okay. The Lincoln's is also for the Winter's Curse. If he pops BKB, he can still get Winter's Curse, and that's a big problem. But if he pops the BKB, then there isn't anything else on the Planet Odd
Yeah, but
side.
does he really care about being the target of Winter's Curse?
It
Cares
wastes
more about being the side.
It
on the
wastes
side.
so much of his
Oh,
time.
that's true. That's
Sven as a hero is completely designed and completely built to jump in, stun one target, and then eliminate them completely. And if he isn't able to do that, if the stun duration gets wasted because of a Cold Embrace, or he gets Winter's Cursed himself, then his BKB wears off, and that's where the Planet Odd Kite really comes into effect. There's even going to be a Scotty coming up on his Gyrocopter.
Oh, they canceled the TP from Kuku. He was trying to be pretty sneaky taking the bounty rune, and it might cost him his life. Look for him to suicide himself here pretty shortly. There's the Yules into a suicide.
No.
Oh, that's rough. That's rough.
That is really rough. His Bloodstone charge is getting chewed up pretty quickly. He is going for an Aghanim Scepter here, I think mostly reacting to the Gyrocopter and the fact that they haven't actually managed to force any BKB charges out of the Gyro just yet. So if they have any hope of killing him once he gets this Scotty, I think the Ags is definitely going to be a big part of that, and Sven's somehow going to have to be able to continue chasing after him. They do have good lockdown coming in from the SB, so if he can coordinate with the Spirit Breaker, I feel like they can still kill off the Gyro, but it's going to be tough. He's going to have a Scotty, they're going to put the static charge on him from the Mjolnir, and there's always the Winter Wyvern ready to counter-initiate.
Oh, Soxa! Goodbye, my friend. Tim's actually takes the kill as Raven easily cleans up that Nature's Prophet Treants.
He dies easily, but you have to remember that Soxa has the Blink Dagger now, so he can be 2,000 range away from the fight, and then wait for it to start, and then be able to blink in and cast the spells that he needs to. So it's going to be really, really difficult for TNC to find him in the back. I would anticipate that Kuku going to be using that Shadow Blade a lot to try and get into the back lines and kill off the Winter Wyvern, but he's going to have to skirt around the edge of the Night Stalker vision, which is going to be really difficult.
Oh, a nice scan here from Planet Odd. They know something's up, Kuku. Found Weehaw. Don't know if he can actually do anything about this, though. Oh, the LSA will be dodged. It's a blind LSA, actually.
Yeah,
Nothing will come of it. And there's a counter smoke. So scan is already used. They might not be aware of this. Might not see this coming at all. And it is daytime, as you can see. 1437 is leading the charge. Puts down an observer ward. Don't see anybody up there.
Smoke from Odd as well. They've got the darkness available. This could be big. I don't know if that Shrine is active from TNC. That could be the big difference maker here in this fight.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Coil only on one hero. It's going to be the Sand King. He's going to activate the double coil. 1437 gets off his ult. It's going to connect on Resolution. Sam H being hounded by this homing missile. Look at the burst damage from Kuku. Takes Resolution to a quarter HP, but there you see the Cold Embrace keeping him safe for now. Kuku. Oh boy, the Lina. Just absolutely destroyed. They have the vision. They have the control. And Raven just taking out the enemy Ancients.
Yep. Just going to hit some creeps. Odd, kind of hoping that Roshan might be up here, but looks like he's still dead for another few seconds. Actually, a very long duration Roshan respawn here. Though it looks like they might still have enough time to secure it. Their damage is a little bit light, mostly because the Gyrocopter's just been buying really heavy stat items so far. No MKB or anything like that.
Yeah, it's actually the exact same build he went the other game.
Yeah, it is.
To the T.
I mean, the Gyrocopter is a hero similar to somebody like a Dragon Knight or a Razor who benefits a lot from living a long time in a fight. You get multiple rocket barrages off, maybe 2 rounds of flak cannon. It's very, very potent. And Moon going to try and drive them away from the pit by split pushing the bottom lane here.
They saw that AA blast coming. Did they have an observer ward or something? How did they see that? Maybe they saw another hero coming. Either way, they were able to dodge the AA ult with ease. But TNC gets what they want, and that is no Roche for Planet Odd.
Yeah, I mean, Planet Odd, we're still yet to really see the full power of this Night Stalker Ags, I feel. And looks like Saxa has a gem queued up in his quick buy right now, so really waiting to grab that. Kuku getting dusted here, however.
Oh yeah, Kuku might be in some trouble. There's the Illusory Orb into a coil. He's going to break it with a Force Staff, and the homing missile is going to be finishing him off very, very easily. And here's the counterfight. Sven beating the crap out of the Winter Cursing Soxa, not able to get it off in time at all. Weehaw gets an Illusory Orb off. Will he jaunt is the question. He does, but he actually dodges Sam H's stun and blinks away to safety. Raven, in the meantime, jumps in. Lincoln Sphere activated by the Void. He gets Yulesed up by Weehaw. They're just kiting him right now. Crippling Fear applied. And TNC, well, it ends up being a 2-for-1. So definitely not in their favor, but they don't really lose any actual structures yet. Other than, well, this is an objective, close enough to a structure, I suppose.
Well, fortunately for Odd, the AA is dead for a decent duration, so they don't have the scouting from the Vortex to set up for a steal from the Sand King potentially, and they also don't have the Ice Blast to go in, so looks like Odd this time around will secure this pretty nicely, and Misery has finally been able to pick up that gem. So this is where the dewarding can begin. They can take control of the Radiant side of the map and farm up to whatever items they feel that they need to be able to break the high ground.
Yep, that vision control. Game-breaking Aghanim Scepter. So Nature's Prophet, top of the net worth right now. Sven not too far behind. He's been farming the enemy Ancient, so he's been keeping up a decent amount. Will be going for the Bloodthorn. So the question is, what do you go after that? Like, what do you drop? You have 2 defensive items in the BKB and Lincolns. You have the Blink Initiation. You might go for Boots of Travel at some point instead of the Treads.
I think the Mask of Madness is not a 6-slot item here, but other than that, maybe swapping that out for an AC or something along those lines. I don't know if he really has too much more to do in here.
Another strike on Resolution. Of course, he probably has the Aegis.
Yep, he does. I'm pretty sure.
AL comes out. It's going to connect on Resolution. He's getting quite low. Weehut jumps in, almost able to take out the Spirit Breaker.
Man, they need this gem. Sam H, and now they've got looks like a Shadow Blade on the Spirit Breaker. Saves his life there. Planet Odd. The problem for them is that Saksa has to stay positioned so far back that he can't really come forward and put down a sentry ward easily. But they're going to surround, push up around him, make sure that he's safe, and he does get the sentry ward down this time around.
And he's going to activate Arctic Burn just to get some vision on the high ground. I think he was trying to place a ward up on the high ground. But Sam H is sitting there, so nothing of that nature will occur.
Yeah.
Raven homing missiled up. Gotta kill it.
Yeah, it looks like a standoff right now, but you have to remember that Moon is off farming. This is one of the best things about having the Nature's Prophet as well, is that he can always be utilizing the farm on their side of the map while they continue this siege and look for this tier 3. The Lena's kind of doing the same thing. She's off looking to put out some lanes. But
Arctic Burn activated again. Look for the Winter's Curse. A nice cancel onto the charge, into a call down, into the right clicks and the Rocket Barrage. And Tim's just destroyed. That seemed like a 1v5. BKB was popped by Moon Meander. Sam H is not going to be able to hit Burst Strike as a result. Aegis is popped. Raven pops the ult as well, looking to cleave somebody. I think he's going to try to go for Resolution, but that's a counter BKB pop by Resolution. So it's a 1 for Aegis at the moment. Winter's Curse. Cuckoo's going to beat the crap out of his teammate in the AA, so no Ice Blast for 45 seconds. As Saksa, almost saved himself, but that's magic damage, my friend. Cuckoo silenced. And the right clicks will commence. And there you see Resolution with the finish. Scotty. More kiting potential for the Sven, more tankability for the Gyro.
Yeah, and Sven with no ultimate now is not very effective in this upcoming fight, trying to find some kind of an opening, but Resolution with the Lincolns donated.
And meantime, Moon Meander is going to be hounded down by both Tims and Cuckoo, but that means a full bottom racks for Planet Odd. Greater than signed 15K gold.
Yeah, that cost them a buyback as well from Tims in that fight. I think a big reason why he initiated in the way that he did. And it was almost successful. They forced out the BKB from Moon. He really thought that there was going to be a follow-up initiation from TNC. Probably had the epicenter on his mind. He was thinking, all right, there's no way that the Spirit Breaker is going in here without some kind of a follow-up. So he anticipated that, but it was actually just Tims kind of baiting somewhat. I think they were trying to find an opportunity on one of the other lanes, but I mean, Moon had arrived anyway, so. Nice lane of racks claims by Odd. I think maybe not as easy of a fight as they might have hoped, given that they had the Aegis, but they do have the cheese on the Gyrocopter now to kind of replace that, so Resolution still looking pretty good as far as his game is concerned.
Yes, indeed. Do you think there's any chance that he goes for the 4 homing missiles?
That's got to be a nightmare for Sven. I mean,
that's true.
It is a possibility.
We have LSA into Laguna Blade. Saksa, Cold Embrace just in time. Another LSA. Oh, God, Cuckoo. You wanted the support, but you will die instead.
This is his 10-second BKB, I'm pretty sure, utilized there. So that is a big loss for him, not being able to find that pickoff.
Yeah, this game has gotten even harder now for TNC. Looking more and more like we might see a Game 3 out of this lower bracket finals for Galaxy Battles. The winner of this series, of course, moves on to the Grand Finals versus Newbie tomorrow in a best of 5. And if it is Planet Odd, it'll just be another rematch from both the winners bracket final and, of course, ESL 1 Genting.
Yeah.
Oh, Raven jumps in. He really wants this kill, but the Cold Embrace comes off right off the bat.
He can't cheese.
Here's the Ice Blast, though. Yeah, you're right. He cannot cheese thanks to that. And he will drop like a bucket of horses. My goodness. Well, AA in the meantime, they're just dropping like flies. It is a 2-for-2 though, Raven. Now here an epicenter from Sam H being applied to Moon Meander. Here comes the charge as well. They're able to take out 3, not too shabby.
The way that TNC are able to punish these carry players is absolutely insane. We saw it against Mouse Sports yesterday. We're seeing it here. They went for that perfect initiation on Resolution. Resolution is thinking to himself, I've got my whole team behind me. I've got my Winter Wyvern. There's absolutely no way that this fight goes poorly, but the Sven with his item build, very difficult to control because of the BKB and the Lincoln Sphere, and he just gets bursted. Maybe putting a little bit too much faith in the cheese against the Ancient Apparition, maybe not thinking about that interaction somewhat.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is definitely a good point. As we see Weehaw. Ooh. He's just being a pesky, pesky puck this whole game. And is now second on net worth as far as his team is concerned. Raven leading the way for his team, of course. Cuckoo not too far behind. Been working on that axe for quite a while. He just picked up the BKB instead.
Yeah,
right?
he wanted the BKB, he wanted the boots of travel, so felt like he had bigger fish to fry in terms of maybe feeling like the Nature's Prophet was the problem more than the Gyrocopter, and sort of going for a build that might be able to pick him off instead of focusing on the Gyro and kind of leaving that job to the Sven and the Spirit Breaker.
Uh-oh, Cuckoo is found. Soxa gets off his ult. That provides a little bit of time for the rest of Odd to come into play. Cuckoo pops his BKB. AA is already out of this fight, though. And Resolution trying to do some damage, but of course that's BKB's activated galore for TNC. And Odd, actually. Moon Meander pops his. Raven, in the meantime, just getting kited. Burrow Strike actually misses for Sam H. And that's 3 dead for TNC. Homing missile will be dodged thanks to the Yules, but Sven is now on the run. Pops the war card, last remaining member of TNC. But I don't think that is for long. The Sprout keeps him in place, and that is a full team wipe for Planet Odd, and they lost nada.
Absolutely game-winning ultimate from Moon there. It hit the Sven, canceled his blink. He couldn't go in after using the ultimate. That wasted a significant portion of the duration, and that is a GTFO GG for Misery.
So you guys may have missed